My mother was a very strong, like I said, a devout Catholic woman. And how she got through all the issues in her life with raising all of us, number one, and then going through, all the things she had to go through in raising kids. I mean, nothing serious, but she always listened. She didn't put you down. She always encouraged, things like that. She was a quiet person, but people liked talking to her. She was that type of a person. Christian would have loved my mother. All my grandchildren would have. She did get to travel towards the end of her life. My aunt, who was the nun, was sent out to, after St. Patrick's High School, where she taught me, was sent out to Bermuda to run a convent out there. And she would invite my mother out to come and visit. So my mother finally had a chance to travel a bit. She went to Ireland, of course, and then she went to Greece and Italy. And while my mother was out there visiting one time, she was getting a lot of pain in her stomach. So anyway, she came back. They took some tests, and they found out she had cancer, and it was lymphoma, Hodgkin's lymphoma. She really suffered with the cancer back then. It was 38 years ago. And I went down because all of my brothers and sisters were working. And at the time, I just had my second child. So my oldest, Leah, stayed back. She was 5 years old. She stayed back with my mother-in-law and my husband because he couldn't leave work. And I went down with my middle daughter, Michelle, Christian's mom. She was about a year old, and I took care of my mother. I wanted to do it. It was my choice. So I took care of her for about 6 months, going back and forth from Rhode Island to Boston, and until she died. And I'll tell you, the suffering my mother went through was really hard. It was really hard. So, so then she passed away at age 62. And I'm sitting here at age 70 thinking, oh my Lord. But she was young and it was her time. And in a way, I was glad because she suffered so much. So the family, my youngest brother was 16, and the family really, because my mother was like the rock, she held the family together. So the family, held in there for a while. But then, different members, would have problems, hard times with it, things like that. But I came back to Rhode Island because I had a husband and I had children, and did what I had to do, raise my children. You tend to grow up not appreciating, especially in your younger years, your parents. And then after they're gone, of course, I was in my 30s, and by then I did appreciate her very much. But I wish, because kids today, they don't, they have their own lives and everything. So kids today don't really, some of them, I'm not going to say all of them, of course, they don't really understand or maybe appreciate their parents and what they do for them, and they should. So if we can take anything away from this interview, it would be to tell your parents that you love them and that you appreciate everything they've done for you. I don't know why I'm crying, but when I think about my mother, that's what happens, because I miss her.